think the girls would.
Hi friends, you're watching SGTV. I'm your host Indradil Basu. Today we have Mominul Haque with us, Bangladeshi batsman, very stylish left-hander. Welcome to SGTV.
Thank you so much.
So you came all the way from Bangladesh just to pick your right weight. I mean, you must be really obsessed with your bats. I mean, not many players do it these days.
No, nowadays now I'm bit free. That's why I'm thinking. I never been in the factory like SG. When I grew up, always I heard about SGs. I also played with the SGs. I think if I got some time and can spend some time here, that's why I came here to visit the SGs factories. Because lots of the time here about the SGs for other peoples.
We've heard the Indian cricketers are really sought after. Other cricket playing nations, players from those nations look up to Indian players.
Yeah.
So how often do you look up to the Indian equipment? Like someone thinks something like SG which they produce. I mean, I go to a local match here. If there are 6 batsmen, 4 have SG bats with them. So it's a sort of a standard which has been there for so many years. So how do you see it from outside when you see an SG bat?
Especially, I played with the SGs when I grew up. When I grew up, that time I saw a lot of people playing with the SGs. In Bangladesh, Sakib Bhai first played
Yes,
with the
yes,
SGs.
yes, yes.
And my SG uses for me is like a dream to use the SGs. And SG is very demanding product, and in my views, SG is the best in the world.
I mean,
Products.
when we pick up a bat,
Yeah.
we generally think about 2-3 things. First is of course the balance.
Yeah.
Second is the pickup.
Yeah.
Third is the punch. So, do you think anything else when you think about SG bat? I mean, these are the topmost qualities of a good cricket
I don't
bat.
think about these things. If I got SG bat, that
Acha.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
SG bat, SG leg guard, then
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Like SG is my favorite at just these things. I never see what is the pickup, what is the weight, what is the is from the SGs, is a company from SGs. That I'm happy with that.
But I'm also happy. I'm little that I've visited Bangladesh and covered few matches there. People love their cricket. I mean, I remember when they burst into test scene way back in 2000.
Yeah.
They used to lose matches,
Yeah.
and the fans, the journalists, fans,
Fans.
everyone, all the stakeholders never let go their hope that Bangladesh will become a champion team to reckon with. And this is one team which has beaten every side in the world.
Yeah.
So how do you see this journey of Bangladesh cricket so far? And it's time for them to go through transition. But the kind of legacy they have created in last 22 years or 23 years in Test cricket, 22 years for instance. But how do you see that? How do you look back at Bangladesh?
The thing is, especially subcontinent, all of teams are very emotional nations. Now our people also more emotional about it, especially in cricket. Uh, Before we got the status for the Test cricket, that time Akram Bhai Bulwa they started. Then now Sakib Bhai, Tamim Bhai, the senior, they will start. They try to keep building up, and the next generation will also keeping up. If I think it's for the next generation will be a bit challenging about it to keep going about it, and most important in our people, our cricket board, the support us a lot. And the thing is, we play for our nation, and every people in Bangladesh they are very emotional about cricket.
I remember that phase when Bangladesh managed to beat India. 2016, if I'm not mistaken. The home series, the ODI series, Dhoni was the captain.
Yeah.
What a moment and what a
Yeah.
powerful team.
Yeah.
I mean, and a very tough team to beat at home.
Yeah.
I mean, is it still the same with Bangladesh cricket team, a tough opposition at home?
In my view, Bangladesh always very tough team in the home series. I mean, in the home. Also, they're doing in good. They're improving a lot in outside as well, but not like. It's honestly I say not like in the home, but in the home they're very tough.
But the current cricket scenario is all T20 driven. And when you talk about T20, they say it's a youngsters sport. Okay, youngsters should be blooded. But when you look at the Indian team, some of the other top teams, I mean, men tend to mature a little late. You remember when in late 20s, Matthew Hayden started playing for Australia. Before that, he was playing at the domestic cricket. So here we have that feeling that if you're 30 plus, you're nearing your end. But you seem to, I mean, every cricketer, I mean, at the highest level, people like you, they seem to mature when they're 30 plus. And they have a huge, look at MS Dhoni still playing, he's 40. So that old is gold, age is just a number.
Experience.
I mean, experience matters a lot, isn't it?
You're asking about the experience matter. Definitely matter. If you see before 5 years, all the batsmen, all the legend batsmen like Sachin Tendulkar, Sri Lanka, Kumar Sangakkara, Joy Vardhana, they played really well during the 30 to 30, 32 to 34.
Yeah.
Now the next generation, Virat Kohli, Williamson, they're doing during 25 to before 30. They sometimes depend on their own thinking. But I think in my views, definitely experience matter.
Experience does matter. But Mominul, I want to know from you, why there is no dominance of a single side in one format? Like in Test, we have the champion in New Zealand. Till we don't have the new Test Championship happening, the final, which they managed to beat India last year. We have T20 champion, which is Australia. You have ODI champion, which is England. So, and if you look back, we had one team champions across all formats. Two formats we had those days. But why do you think it's been divided in such a way that it's extremely competitive? I mean, anyone can. I mean, look at the way the Asia Cup happened. The way Sri Lanka. I mean, Sri Lanka was not a team to look up to, but the way they played, the way they played as a team. So in T20, that gap between big team and small team minimizes a lot, but it brings it so much of crowd. But tell me something, is it worrying clearly there is no champion, everyone is a champion, whoever wins the game on that particular day is a champion team. So do you think it's good for the game, is it bad for the game? And it's just equal distribution of power, no one is actually powerful, you just go out there, whosoever plays the best cricket is the winner.
So I think what you said is a particular day, especially in T20 format. Test and ODI is the big time. You have one session, if you do well, then you can get the result. But T20 you don't have enough time to, if you lose one session or 2 overs, you can come back. But T20s you can't come back for 1 or 2 overs, you lost something. Then T20 is a format you have to always dominate all 20 overs for batting, bowling, and fielding.
But when you see these, I mean, is it good for the game? I mean, there is no clearly number one team in the world.
It depends on. It's what I use is a particular who is doing well, then he will be a winner.
But asking about Bangladesh cricket, I mean, this year when Asia Cup started, they said there are a lot of youngsters who are waiting in the wings. So we saw Sri Lanka had to go through that. So where do you see Bangladesh cricket going from here? Because this is, I mean, the path they have taken has been quite convincing. But from here on, is it Shakibul Hasan who is going to lead Bangladesh till the next World Cup? What do you have anything? Anything about?
It's very difficult to do the answer about this question because I don't know when. But they said he will do it till World Cup, but I don't know. I'm not sure about it.
But biggest lesson
I think it's better than to know about. Cricket board knows about it.
Okay, yeah, I respect that. But looking at the way Sri Lanka played, this Asia Cup, I was very impressed. And it's a teamwork. 4 batsmen making 30s, and your team is eventually winning. And that match actually epitomizes the entire Asia Cup, summarizes the entire Asia Cup. 183 or something, Bangladesh scored, and then they chased down that total, and no one gave them a chance, and they were down and out. Similar thing happened in the final. Similar, they were batting first. That was the only change they had in the Bangladesh match. They were batting second, chasing. But amazing. This is how cricket is. Comebacks.
Yeah. I think what you said, Sri Lanka played really in team game. What you said, when they need a partnership, that we did. When they need bowler, take wickets, then that we did. And I think they need to this trophy because of their situation in the Sri Lanka as well. sorry, Sri Lanka. Well, the situation is Sri Lanka. They need this trophy. At least people are happy with that, and they're also emotion nation. At least they're happy with these things. And I think now now the team is the Sri Lanka team is going up. I think after this win this trophy.
And we had a great Asia Cup. I mean, the way every team played.
Every team and every matches, if you see,
Yeah,
it's very
absolutely.
exciting.
I mean, Bangladesh didn't qualify, but still, there was so much of spirit. Hong Kong didn't qualify. If you hear their stories, their players, what they've come through. But you know, when you have good bats like SG, good equipments,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure you'll play good cricket.
Yeah.
And on that note, thanks, Mominul, for coming and visiting the SG factory.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure hosting you, and keep watching SGTV.
And I would like to thanks to SG teams. They gave me opportunity to use the SGs and to do the opportunity to visit the SG factory as well.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much.
Yeah, bye.
Girls with the nails done.